sis. How you doing? I'm fixing it so you can actually see. So this is your reading. Um, I had already started earlier. I did your birth chart. I did all of that, just to get an understanding. We actually didn't need to. We didn't need to go live or anything like that, so I could see you. I've already read your energy. Um, so I started your spread, and this was very interesting when I did your spread, because the reason why I say it was interesting, because it was everything that I pretty much already told you um, when I was doing my live video. However, it is some things that actually got added to this. So the very first card that I pulled was the Nine of Cups. Okay, it would be this card. This is the very first card that I have pulled for you. And as you know, I'm not that very well versed in tarot. I'm just now really learning tarot cards because everything I do is intuitive, right? But the Nine of Cups was a very interesting card when I actually pulled it, because it's pretty much like a wish card. It's like one of the best cards in the whole tarot card that you can actually pull, right? And it's basically showing the achievement and a important desire that brings you fulfillment. It can also represent emotional and material fulfillment, abundance, sensual pleasure. It basically indicates that you're kind of happy where you are right now. You're making really good decisions. You're making really good strides. You've been in your bag. Basically, you're doing a lot of pleasurable things that you've always wanted to do. So this is a good sign that you're on the right path. You know, you're on the right path. There are some things that, did concern me a little bit, but we're going to talk about those later. Okay, the next card that I pulled for you was the Queen of Wands. And so basically, I'm going to show you the Queen of Wands card. Very beautiful card, Very beautiful card, the Queen of Wands. So with the Queen of Wands, pretty much, the Queen of Wands represents female elements, basically. Okay, female elements, and that just means that you're always busy. You're always doing stuff for so many different people. You have so many ideals. You are very encouraging. You can be very ambitious. Um, you're really busy. Basically, what you need to understand though is in this moment you're doing so much, and you need to slow down a little bit, because quality is better than quantity. And sometimes, you tend to like just do so much, and you do it so fast that it could be better. You know what I mean? It could be better. This also means with the Queen of Wands that you can be hot-tempered. You could be sometimes disorganized, sometimes controlling, sometimes smothering, sometimes, you know, you could be vengeful. And it says that you have a tendency to be catty, in certain areas. So you just have to be very careful of that. You have to be very careful of that. But in other words, this is a good card. But it basically, for me, what the ancestors is telling me with this card is, yeah, you're busy. Yes, you help a lot of people. You're ambitious. Those are all great qualities. But you got to just slow down. You got to slow down. Um, you got to understand, yes, you have all of these different gifts. You got a lot of gifts in you. Um, Pick one at a time to master, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Now, also, right after I pulled the Queen of Wands, I pulled the Seven of Cups, right? And this is funny because for me, I always pull this card for myself too. I pulled the Seven of Cups. See all of these different gifts coming out of all of these different cups? Meaning you have so many gifts, you have so many talents, and it's hard for you to focus on the one thing that can propel you. So basically focus on one gift at a time, which goes back to these two cards coincide, the Queen of Wands and the Seven of Cups. Like they kind of go together. And it's funny that I would pull them in this particular order because basically this is showing who you are, your power, the Queen of Wands, your strength. This is showing your ambition, how much you do for others. Also with the weakness of you can be catty, you know, you can tend to do too much. You can overexert yourself and not focus on, you know, the thing that will propel you the furthest. And that's with this Seven of Cups. You have so many different gifts. You know you have a lot of different gifts that you bring to the table. However, you need to focus on each gift at a time. And when you do that, at the end of that, it will bring you abundance. You see how beautiful this card is? This card is so beautiful. Every cup has something beautiful coming out of it. A dove, fire, you're fiery, magic, you're magical. You know, the rainbow. The rainbow is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. You have all of these great gifts. And I feel like if you know, master each one and you focus on one at a time, that you can't help but to be abundant. So focus on that one thing that you're the most passionate about. Even though you have all of these other things that you could be doing, focus on the one thing first and then watch it flourish, watch it grow. And then once you master that, that's become a level of income for you, then go on to the next greatest gift or the next thing that you could do. But this is telling you you have all of these different gifts. Focus. Just focus on one thing. Okay? I love this. I love that this spread. Um, when I first pulled this spread, I pulled out the High Priestess. I pulled out the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess, she's beautiful. You know, everybody sees her as this amazing person. And I'm sure a lot of people see the love in you, the genuine in you, right? But it's also, this card symbolizes like, it's something in the background that you don't see. It's a secret. Something is a secret. It's a huge secret going on, right? And so it could be a secret. I feel like it's more so something that you don't see within yourself that you need to fix. To me, this symbolizes like shadow work that you need to do. You need to dig deep. And so when I pulled this card, I was like, okay, I'm going to pull this card. It's a secret. It's something hidden. I believe it's shadow work. Let me pull another card to see what else, you know, spirit is saying, what else your ancestors are saying to me. So after I did that, right, I pulled the devil card. And the devil card doesn't necessarily have to be a bad card. Most people think that the devil card is a bad card, but it's not. It's not a bad card. Basically, this is symbolizing the exact same thing that the high priestess symbolizes in your spread, meaning it's shadow work that needs to be done. It's something that you need to fix that you probably don't know about, that you probably can't see, you know, but you have to get down, deep down, and you have to do that shadow work, right? And so then I was like, okay, well, give me, you know, the bright end, give me the rainbow, give me the end result after doing shadow work. And the Empress came. The Empress card came when I did this. And basically, this Empress card is meaning that after you do your shadow work, there is nothing that you cannot accomplish. You will feel so light. You will feel so free. You will feel like, I'm revived. I'm revived. I'm revived, okay? So I really love the fact that, you know, you are on the path to doing the shadow work. The ancestors have been talking to me And they say you're hungry for that. You're on the path of doing your shadow work. Um, and one of the things that Spirit is telling me though, that you have to, you can tend to be judgmental of people, even even when those people really have good hearts, really have pure intentions. But you've been through so much that it's hard for you, to see the pure intentions of people, because you're going to consistently look at them sideways. You're going to look at them and be like, oh my God, like, I don't know if I could trust them. I don't know if I could trust what they say to me or whatever. However, you have highly intuitive, like you're very intuitive. I mean, after all, you pulled out the Empress card. You pulled out the High Priestess card. So that means your intuition, and coupled with the Empress card and the High Priestess card, you also got the Queen of Wands. I mean, you got the Hierophant here. Okay, you got strength in your spread. So you have a strong intuition. You just need to sit back and chill and listen first and marinate, and not let things that you need to do within your shadow work hinder you from beautiful connections. Because if you don't, it will hinder you from beautiful connections. It will knock you off of your path and things like that if you continue to live in the past, because you tend to do that a lot. You tend to live in the past a lot. You tend to, your subconscious tends to like override a lot of things to protect you, and call. But you just got to learn how to let some of that go. You just got to let it go. Okay? So the next card that I pulled for you was the Nine of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. I pulled the nine first, and then I pulled the eight. And these cards basically say the same thing. They pretty much say the same exact thing. And basically, like, they're more playful cards. They're more fun cards. Um, Meaning that, pretty much you're gonna have a great time doing and creating and doing all the things that you love to do. You're gonna have a wonderful time in doing these things, okay? Um, so let's go ahead, and I'm gonna just read some of this stuff from the Nine of Pentacles. That it's pretty much, you're gonna have fun. You're gonna enjoy doing what you're doing. It indicates financial success and material security. And it's usually going to be something that happens through your own efforts. You're on the right path. You're trying to create that money. You're trying to create that income. You're doing what you need to do. You're not nowhere where you need to be or want to be, but you're on the right path, right? Your finances should really improve a lot. And it's gonna, allow more comfort in your life and more pleasantness. And it could also represent that, you're gonna come into some money. Maybe it's a family member that's gonna give you something or something like that. But I definitely see this being, a huge success for you. And it's crazy because I pulled the Nine of Pentacles even before I pulled the Eight of Pentacles, okay? The Eight of Pentacles usually is the card that's before this, but the nine came first, okay? So this is success. This is success. This is telling you, hey, you're going to reach that success level, all right? The Eight of Pentacles basically represents, new ideas, new things that you're going to be learning, new apprenticeships. Maybe you're going to pick up a new trade or something like that. And the Nine of Pentacles is saying whatever it is that you do, it's going to be successful. It's going to be successful. But this Eight of Pentacles for me represents new ideas, new ventures, new ways to make money. It's going to basically bring more financial security. So it's crazy that I pulled both of these cards together. Now, I love the fact that I pulled the Three of Cups, okay? And the Three of Cups is celebration. The Three of Cups represents family. You're going to be celebrating with your family. Something is coming big for you. And it's going to be amazing. And this Three of Cups can also represent marriage, love, a successful, fulfilling relationship. And so I said, I asked the ancestors to clarify this for me, right? So when I pulled that card, when I asked him to clarify, I pulled the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups represents marriage, represents relationships, represents a soulmate, that sort of thing. So you're going to be meeting your soulmate. It's definitely a possibility that you'll be getting married or finding, somebody to connect with that you connect with on a deeper level. I also pulled the Strength card. The Strength card basically says, hey, you're going to have to let go of some of your inhibitions, some of the things that, you hold towards other people. You're always skeptical. You're always looking at people sideways. And it's going to take a lot of strength basically to do this shadow work over here so that you can get this, do this shadow work. Do this shadow work. You're going to need the strength and you're going to get through it. You're going to get through it. You're going to get through it. And this is going to be the joy and the happiness at the end. This is what you're going to receive. Celebration, love, companionship, and all of those great things. So I love the fact that, this spread basically coincides with everything I already pretty much told you. You're on the right path. You can't be skeptical of other people. You got to let your guards down. You got to look at things from a more practical reality versus holding on to things from the past. You got to take your time, go slow. This Strength card is telling you to go slow, to look at things from a more practical point instead of just acting and thinking that everybody is, possibly out to get you or somebody may be doing something bad to you. Just watch, just sit back, chill. Let it play itself out. Let it play itself out. And at the end, you're going to realize that you got yourself all worked up for nothing. And also, it's going to be people who are going to come into your life that try to take you off of your path. And that's why I told you with this Empress card, with this Queen of Wands card, with this High Priestess card, you have strong intuition. But sometimes you can tend to operate outside of your intuition because you're operating in your shadow reality. Your shadow reality, things from the past that you're holding on to that you just got to let go of in order to receive all of this abundance. You got so much abundance. Look at all these cups, all these gifts, all these cups coming in here. Look at this. Look, these are gift cards. You see here all the gifts that they hold in it that's up in the air. This is abundance. This is abundance. But the only thing that's holding you back is you, basically, at this present moment in time. The next card that I pulled for you is the Hierophant card, right? I pulled the Hierophant card. And I wasn't really quite sure what the Hierophant card meant. So I had to do some research on it because like I told you, I'm just now getting started into tarot. But this Hierophant card basically is basically what we're doing right now. I can't even say that word. it basically is showing like there's a wise person that's going to come into your life, and they're going to basically be able to guide you, and it's going to be a great friendship connection. And I feel like that's something that we already have obtained. And you've been watching my videos, you've been, you know, getting the knowledge, you've been here to support, you've been getting the wisdom. And I think that, you know, this Hierophant card basically symbolizes me and you meeting one another. And it's crazy that I pulled that card because I was like, what does this mean? What does the Hierophant card mean? What is this? You know? And so it was like, oh, yo, okay, I get it. And the ancestors was like, yeah, that's why, you know, you two got connected um, because Tashante is gonna need the wisdom that you bring, and you're gonna be able to help her and guide her through some of these tough obstacles, especially with this shadow work thing here. You can do it. You can do the shadow work. You have so many gifts, so many wonderful things coming into fruition. I feel like it's a project that you're working on right now. And that project that you're working on is going to be very successful. However, you're kind of going about it all wrong. You have to really take your time with this thing. And it's some things that you're missing, some things that you're leaving out because you're trying to kind of, you know, with the Queen of Wands, you're fast tracking it. You're on the fast track. You're forgetting the details. So whatever project it is that you're working on, I tell you to go back and really get those details into place, and it's going to be successful. The last card that I pulled for you was a great card, and it was the Moon card. And when I read up on the Moon card, I was like, what is this? Like I said, I'm learning tarot, and I'm trying to incorporate tarot into, you know, into my intuitive readings. And it's crazy because they have actually been right on point with my intuitive reading. So the Moon card basically represents illusionary situations, possible deceptions, and feelings of uncertainty. That's that shadow work. Okay, emotions are highly charged and fluctuating like a pendulum, going back and forth. Due to the mystical association of the moon, it can also show our dreams becoming more vivid, and as the subconscious reveals itself to us. Feelings of intuition, and gut instincts are heightened. Told you, their intuition is crazy, especially with all of these cards. You got to go within your gut instincts, okay? You got to go within your gut instincts and start doing the shadow work, okay? When this card is present, it also warns it's important not to jump to conclusions. Same thing I've been telling you from the very beginning. Same thing I told you in that intuitive reading that I gave you on IG. It's the same thing. Don't jump to conclusions, okay? For the light of the moon can create illusions, shapes, and the shadows that are not what they seem. There is usually far more to a situation than first meets the eye, and it would be wise to be watchful but not act in haste, okay? Taking time until the situation reveals itself more clearly. It's the exact same thing I've been telling you, okay? I've been telling you for the longest. So I feel as if you're on the right path. I feel like you tend to overthink things too much. You overanalyze things too much instead of seeing them for what they truly are. You are a beautiful soul. People view you as that. You have very many gifts. You have very many talents. It's so much that the universe wants to give you as far as abundance, but you're going to have to do the shadow work. You're going to have to stop being so skeptical of situations and things like that in order to propel yourself, in order to move forward. The money is there. The love is there. You know, the family is here. All of this is here. And family doesn't necessarily mean your blood family. You might be creating new family. You might have a whole new family that you create within people who start to come into your life. And so, yeah, this is a wonderful spread. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. And love and light, goddess. Take care. Peace.